Hello guys, how you doing? How you doing? It's a boy Mason, and welcome once again to the channel. And I just want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate you being with me, and I appreciate you, all of your viewership. Anybody who will come and check out my videos, and definitely everybody who is subscribed to this channel. And I know that we've got a little numbers, we've got a few numbers at the moment, but all the few people that are watching more of my videos, who watch on a regular basis and all that, I just want to thank you. And do you know what? This channel, when we created it, it's never was going to be about the numbers. It was never going to be about how popular we become or how people are going to be talking about this channel. It's all about just making that tiny bit of a difference to the world and to the collective consciousness. Because that's what it's all about. We are never going to be we don't want the celebrity status. We're not here for fame. We're not here for the money. Definitely, we're never going to monetize this channel. But we are here to just collectively contribute to the whole collective consciousness and try to make a better world. Try to make everybody understand certain things that they might not be aware of. They might not be privy to. So it's all about teaching each other. It's all about brotherly love. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all about just to make sure that somebody else is happy and is aware of what's going on. And most of the time, and you're probably going to be, if you're a regular or watcher or a viewer of this channel and all of my videos, I never claim to be anybody else, and I never claim to be some kind of a guru, some kind of a teacher, some kind of any kind of self-appointed leadership. I am here just to share my opinions with somebody. And you know what? It's never going to be about, I'm never going to be a preacher. I'm never going to be some kind of a cult movement or anything. I don't want people to follow me. I don't want people to look up to me. I just want people to just listen to what I'm going to say. And if you can, try to put some of the things that I do say into practice. If it works for you, take it on board. If it doesn't, chuck it away. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my simple message. But central to my videos is central to most of the things that I talk about. It's all about metaphysics, and it's all about self-power. It's all about self-divinity. It's all about a reminding of who you are. Because a lot of us, we've developed some kind of an amnesia, and we totally forgot about our divinity. And some of us, we're not even aware of how powerful and mighty we are. Some of us don't even know that we can create our reality. Everything that you want to see manifest into your physical reality. Nobody else is going to create it for you. It's you who is responsible. It's you who can do that to yourself. And there is no blame game. There is nobody else you're going to point a finger to and say, look, he did that or she did that. You've got the power to create or accept whatever reality that's going to manifest into your personal reality. Do you know why? Because we've been given the power to do that. And I know that most of the people, especially the religious people, they've got absolutely no idea of what I'm talking about. And to them, it's going to be all a rubbish. It's going to be a heresy. It's going to be a blasphemy, because they look up to somebody outside of them who's going to come and rescue them, who's going to come and empower them, who they look up to, they pray to, and they think somebody's going to give them what they are in need of, or what they desire, or what they're lacking. But I'm here to tell you, nobody else is out there listening to your prayers. Nobody out there is listening and watching out to you or what you're doing, because you were created in the image of the Creator. The one who created everything created you in his or her or in its image. So as a matter of fact, you are an individualized form or a microscopic of the macrocosm. If you think as a creator, as the universal mind, you are the individual mind, or the fragmented or the divided or chopped up into little bits, or the bits and pieces of the universal mind. That's you. But still, you still retain the same powerful principles and the powerful capabilities of creating a reality out of nothing, because it is all about the power of thought, the creative power within you, which is conscious spirit, which is consciousness. You've got the ability to imagine and to think everything into a reality. See, a lot of people, we've developed this kind of amnesia, and we totally forgot of our own godliness or our own mightiness. So that's what this channel is all about. I never, ever, ever, ever claim to be anybody else. I never claim to be a pastor, a prophet, and I do not want anybody to be following me. Of course, you can subscribe to this channel if you want to listen to most of my videos, but I don't want you to be thinking of me, of highly of me, or looking up to me. I just pass on messages that I do know. I just pass on knowledge and gnosis that I do know. I just pass you natural wisdom that I do know. I just pass you researched material that I do know. But I don't want you to be thinking highly of me, because that's a religion. That's the job of religion. That's why a lot of people are a little bit lost, because they follow sheep. That's why it's called fellowship. Fellowship is, for me, is actually following sheep, because you're not thinking for yourself. You don't even know how mighty and powerful and divine you are. You see, I'm going to give you a quick little example. You were created in the image of God, because you have to remember, you can call God is just a name. It's just a word that was given by people who created this word. But you can call God any other thing. But what is actually God? God is the creative power, the power that creates everything. And the power that creates everything is a mental power, a spiritual power. It's a power of the thought. It's the power of the imagination. So basically, the power that creates everything is God. You can call it spirit, you can call it energy, you can call it all kind of names. Even if you don't want to use the word God, if you're not a religious type, you can call it energy or universal energy. Or if you're religious type, you can call it spirit. But it's still the same creative power that created everything out of thought, out of imagination, out of just thinking it into fruition. And the same power that created everything into existence is the only one power. There's nothing else. So there's nothing outside this power. So this power created you, me, everything, and everybody else out of its own image. So what does that mean? If we have come to the conclusion and agreement that God is actually a creative power, a divine spirit, or a divine thought, or the universal mind, so what does that make you? That makes you an individual mind who still has the same possession, the same creative power, the same creative principles within you, but they've been individualized. So as a matter of fact, God has actually descended from godliness into individualness. Why would God do that? To express, manifest. So as a matter of fact, God became flesh. As far as in the human kingdom is concerned, God became flesh. God became you. God became her. God became him. That's us. But in our course of the life, in our course of our individual life, at some point, we're going to have to have a revelation. We're going to have this ascension, a point when everything will come to, we will have some kind of an enlightenment and awakening and realize that we are God in flesh. God became flesh. So when you come to this revelation, that's when you're going to have this ascension. That's when you're going to realize that you are God. So God become So men become God. When I say men, I'm talking about the human kingdom, but equally, I'm talking about men or women become God. That is the whole purpose of life. So that's what we teach here, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about metaphysics. God became flesh. And your job, my job, everybody's job, your friend's job, everybody's job in the course of a lifetime, this physical lifetime, or into the next life, when you come back again to this physical reality, you're going to have to come to the realization that you are God who became flesh. And when you've come to the realization you are God that became flesh, this is when you have evolved. So God has actually come out from the grave and resurrected and ascended and come to the revelation and evolved even better. So this is an expression, this is a manifestation of your own divinity. When that happens, you have seen the Christ. You have actually become the Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people, because they have been indoctrinated with the religion and everything. So most of the things that I teach, a lot of people think it's all devilic, it's all something of the devil, it's a blasphemy, it's all heretical. I read a Bible and everything is written in the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the things that I teach and most of the things I impart knowledge to you, it's all in here. This book is not a secular history. This book is not about historical secular events that happened 2,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago. We know that the Jews, they were in diaspora in Babylon. We know that, but it's got nothing to do with that. We know that, say, Jesus Christ was born 2,000 years ago, but it's got absolutely nothing to do with that. It's not secular history. It's not a history like we go into a history lesson. This is spiritual history. This is mental history. All the characters that you see in this book are all states of consciousness. Because what you have to remember, that what you are is a divine creative spirit. You are God that descended into flesh. But when God descended into flesh, there's going to be certain states of consciousness that you're going to have to overcome. And these states of consciousness, they are permanent. And for you to overcome these states of consciousness, you have to do certain things. That's why you hear about stories. All the stories that you hear in the Bible, they're all states of consciousness. If you're talking about the disciples, 12 disciples, they're all states of consciousness. If you go to the Old Testament, they're all states of consciousness. They're not real human beings that actually lived. But it's a book about you, written in a literacy style, which is called esoteric language. Because you got to remember that what you are, because a lot of people might not be aware of this, but you are three in one. You are a holy trinity. You are the physical self. You got a physical body like this, yeah, because God became flesh. Because flesh really is an accumulation of spirit, so God became flesh, but you've got a mental body, and you also do have a spiritual body. So all the three bodies, that's you. So you are three in one. A lot of people aren't aware of this holy trinity in them. A lot of people identify themselves with only their physical self and not forgetting and not remembering that they are their spiritual self as well, and they've got their mental body as well. So most of the things that you see manifesting in the physical reality can be formulated and developed in your highest state of consciousness, which is your mental state of consciousness and your spiritual state of consciousness. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, I teach metaphysics, and we're gonna be, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you've watched any of my videos before. I teach when I teach things, I prefer to be doing in a presentation style, because just me talking like this, you're gonna be thinking I'm making things up. So I prefer to give you facts. So this video is going to be an introduction. It's going to be a series of the metaphysical teachings, real Bible study, or metaphysical teachings, or metaphysical Bible study. Okay, so I know that most of people, you've done Bible studies, you can go to church and everything, but you are looking at the literal, which is the exoteric knowledge, which is the physical knowledge, but you are not even looking at the other two realms of existence, which is the mental and the spiritual realm. And I'm gonna just touch. I'm gonna touch on a little subject that I want to introduce into this series of metaphysical study. The subject that we're gonna start off with is the subject of the I am. What is the I am? And who is the I am? And if you look at your Bible, all over your Bible, the word I am, or the reference of I am, is actually mentioned 1028 times in the whole Bible. That's how significant is the I am. So we need to understand and learn and have knowledge and have wisdom for ourselves. What do we mean by the I am? So I'm just going to touch on a few verses just so that we know what we are talking about. If we go to actually Exodus, Exodus 3 verse 14. So I'm just going to touch on a few subjects, but like I said, I'm going to give you lectures, and all of these things will be shown to you so that you know exactly what I am talking about. So if you go to Exodus 3 verse 14, by the way, I'm using the Holy Bible, which is called the New International Version. All right, so let's go to Exodus 3 verse 14. And Exodus 3 verse 14, what does it say? It says, actually, let's start off with Exodus 3 verse 13. It says, Moses said to God, suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? Then what shall I tell them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent to you. So God is literally telling Moses his name. So if you ever wondered what is the name of God, God's name is the I am. So if you are a product of God, or if you were created in the image of God, what is your name? Your name also is the I am. You are who you are. I am who I am. That's your name, because you are a product of God and you were created in the image of God. So, all right, so let's go to another verse. Let's go to the New Testament. Let's go to John 6 verse 35. So if we go to the New Testament and we look at verse John 6 verse 35, like I said, I'm just going to give you a quick little verses, but we're going to expand on this as a lecture form, okay, with the presentation and all that. So John 6 verse 35, what does it say? It says, then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will never go hungry, and he who believes in me will never be thirsty. Okay, so Jesus Christ is telling you that he is the I am. He is the God. So if Jesus Christ is the I am, and you were created in the image of God, well, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means you are the I am. That means you are God. That means you are the Jesus. Okay, I'm just going to give you another two verses, then I'm going to expand on what I just said, because I know a lot of people, I can see you a little bit confused. I know. And it's not blasphemy. There's no blasphemy here. There's no heresy. We do not teach Satanism here. We do not teach anything that is heretical. We teach what's called metaphysical science, because this book is not a book of religion. This is a mental and psychic and a spiritual book. This is a book. This is a science of the being, science of yourself. That's what this book is all about. Right. So let's just going to touch on let's go to John 8 verse 58. Okay. So we're still in the book of John. John 8 verse 58. What does it say? John 8:58, it says, right, am I on the right? Yeah. Okay, let's actually start off from 57. Yeah, John 8:57. Yeah, it says, "You are not yet 50 years old," the Jews say to him, "and you have seen Abraham. I tell you the truth." 58. Jesus answered, "Before Abraham was born, I am." At this, they picked up stones to him, but Jesus hid himself, slipping away from the temple grounds. Let's go, while we're there, let's go to John 9, verse 5. What does it say? And I'm still reading on the Bible. I'm not making things up. John 9, verse 5. What does it say? It says, okay, let's just start off from verse 4. Yeah, John 9, verse 4. "As long as it is day, we must do the work of him who sent me. And night is coming when no one can work." Verse 5. "While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." Just two more verses, and let's take them from Revelation. Okay, let's go to Revelation 1 verse 8. Let's just quickly read that. And Revelation is the last book of the Bible, as you all know. So let's just touch upon Revelation 1 verse 8. Let's see what it says. Right, Revelation 1 verse 8, and let's just start off from verse 7. Okay, and it says, "Look, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him, even those who pierced him, and all the people of the earth will mourn because of him, and so shall it be. Amen." Verse 8. "I am the Alpha and the Omega, says the Lord God, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty." So let's go to the last verse, John 3 verse 14, if you can. John 3 verse Revelation 3 verse 14, if you can. Right, it says, Revelation 3. No, sorry. It's my bad. Okay, let's go to Revelation 1 verse 17. Revelation 1 verse 17. That will be the last verse. Okay, then we're going to expand on this. So Revelation 1 verse 17, it says, "When I saw him, I fell at his feet, and though dead, then he placed his right hand on me and said, 'Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I was dead, and behold, I am alive forever and ever. I hold the keys of death and Hades.'" Right? Let's just carry on. It says, "Write, therefore, what you have seen, what is now, and what will take place. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand, and the 7 golden lampstands is this: the 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches." Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm going to give you, because we are teaching metaphysics here. We're not doing a Bible study. It's not a church service here. We do not do a religion here, and we do not do church services here. I'm going to be teaching you that this book that you have just read from the Bible is a book of you. It's the book of the self. You are the I am. You are the God in flesh, and you are the Jesus. The moment when you're going to come into the realization that there is a creative divine power within you, this divine creative power became flesh. This is the time when you're going to realize that you are God in flesh. You are the individual universal mind. You became God in flesh. And when you come to the realization that you are the God in flesh, that's when you become flesh become God. This is the awakening. This is the resurrection. This is the ascension, this is the transfiguration, and this is the revelation. Like I said, we're going to be expanding on this, and it's a lot better if I'm not just talking, because I do not want to cast any little doubt on people's head when I'm talking about these things, because there's a lot of charlatans out there. There's a lot of people who pretend to be prophets, pastors, and all that, but they do not even know what they're talking about. The Bible, like I said, is a book about you, but who are you? You are the I am. And what you need to understand, that you are the physical self, you are the mental self, and you are the spiritual self. Every single thing in existence in your physical reality can be created in your creative imagination, can be created in your mental world or into your spiritual world. Before it becomes flesh or becomes materialized in this material realm, it can be created in, everything will be created in your non-visible or non-physical world. That's you, and you've got the potential, the power to do that. Religion has told you that you don't have it. The government and your history books and the education and society have told you that you don't have none of it. But I'm here to tell you that you are more powerful than you ever given credit to yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're going to do this metaphysical series, and we're going to start off with the I am. I'm going to be expanding on that, and I'm going to do a presentation, and I'm going to be quoting verses and presenting to you verses so you can reference them, and everything's going to be coming from the Bible. We're not going to be taking outside the Bible, and I'm going to try to tell you that we've been duped, hoodwinked, and bamboozled into understanding what's called an exoteric language or an exoteric teachings. But the Bible is not exoteric. The Bible is esoteric. And esoteric is the hidden meanings or the hidden things that are written in the Bible. The Bible, everything that you see in that book is all symbolical. And all the people, the characters that you see in the Bible, they're all a state of consciousness, that your divine power or your divine spirit, as long as it's still is in the human kingdom, as long as it's in our reality, is going to go through this state of consciousness, and it has to overcome them. The state of consciousness will never change, but you can change from one conscious to another. You need to understand that you've got the power of creation, the power of thought, and the power of imagination. But like I say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to bore you too much. I'm going to be giving you facts on the next time. So the next time is going to be a metaphysical Bible study, and we're going to expand on that. And like I say, thank you very much for being with me, and thank you so much for joining me. And please, if you can, subscribe to these videos and share with this with everybody else. And yeah, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. All right. Thank you. All right. You take care. Bye-bye.